Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about how after a year of being open, Disney is closing the Star Cruiser. Honestly, not to be Mr. Negative or anything, but I'm not too surprised. For one, they only isolated it in the sequel trilogy, timeline, and it's okay to pander to the sequel trilogy fans. But I feel like they should have had okay, this week or these 2 weeks, we're going to have it in the sequel trilogy. These 2 weeks, we're going to have it in the prequels. These 2 weeks, we're going to have it in the original trilogy era, you know? But they didn't. And I feel like that could have, probably, boosted fans to, be more interested in going. Or at least some fans that, are fans of the original trilogy and the prequels, so may not like the sequel trilogy, in my opinion. At the same time, I also think that, for me, the prices were too high. I'm a broke-ass college student. I'll be lucky enough if I can, get, 1,000 books together that ain't going towards college funds. Do you really think everybody in the world is rich enough to pay for the Star Cruisers for 2 nights for the shit ton of money that you're asking for? Even if you cut that in half, I think it'd be more reasonable than the price that they had us to pay, in my opinion. But I never went. I'm just an outsider, so I could. I'm sure the experience, at least going through once, is good enough, sir. I know some people that went there multiple times, and kudos for you. I bet your banks say a lot. But, I'm not saying that the experience itself isn't worth it, because it probably is. But I feel like it's way too expensive, and that, I feel bit in his butt, along with it just centering around the sequel trilogy, excluding the other 2 trilogies that people may love more than the sequel trilogy. Some people may favor the sequel trilogy over these other 2 trilogies, and that's fine. But don't exclude the other 2 trilogies, fans that are. Don't exclude fans that are a fan of the other 2 trilogies as well, so what I'm saying. But let's see what this says. Article says, Walt Disney World is closing its Star Wars themed hotel 1 year after the Space Adventure attraction. Disney announced the closing date of the HoloCon on its website late Thursday, saying that its final guest day will be September 30th. Anyone who previously booked a stay for after September 30th should contact Disney to modify their reservations, the company said. Quote unquote, "We are so proud of the cast members and Imagineers who brought Star Wars Galaxy Star Cruiser to life, and look forward to delivering an excellent experience for guests during the remaining voyages for the coming months," the company said in a statement. "Thank you for our guests and fans for making this experience so special." Disney also said it's pausing hotel reservations portal until May 26 to focus on helping customers who made reservations for after the closing date. Disney also said Disney didn't disclose why it's closing the hotel or how much is spent to build the 1 trade room facility in Bay Lake, Florida. Let's be real. And again, not trying to be Mr. Negative over here, but it costs a shit ton of money. I'm not that rich at the moment. Sure, I would have been open to go, even if Disney said, "Hey, Phil, you want to go down? We'll pay for it." I honestly would be open to going at least once. Well, the price they're going for like 48,000 for a couple, 5,299 for two children, I guess, and 5,999 for three adults and a child. No, 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 no. That's way too much. That's like way too much. They should have like cut all those prices in half at the very least, if not a little bit more. If they want more avenue, because they were. I remember seeing those prices back when it was announced, and I said, yeah, this as interesting as an experience as this may be, those prices or what is going to cause them to potentially like close sooner than they expected. Like I couldn't see this happening like more than 5 years without like it end up closing because the high skyrocketed prices. And I was essentially right, even though it's less than 5 years, but still couldn't see this going past 5 years unless they made some like decisions about budgeting, like okay, we'll bring down the prices a little bit. That's just me, but let's read, shall we? Oh, some more, shall we? As soon as I can remember where I put left. HelloCon opened with a steep price in March 2022. Of 4,800 for a couple, 5,299 for two adults and a child, and 5,999 for three adults and a child. Where's just one child? Like, what if it's like for my parents, right? Where they had to like raise three children. Could they only bring like one of us? I mean, no brainer, bring me out the three kids because I'm a Star Wars, like more of a Star Wars fan than my other two siblings, and I prefer the George Lucas era of Star Wars than the Disney era, to be honest. But still, that's expensive. See, I can see potentially like 5,299 or 4,800 for a family of five. Two adults, three kids. But 5,299 for two adults and a child? That seems too much. Anyways. At the time, Disney said guests would experience a 2-day stay in luxurious rooms with exquisite dining and out of this world experience. Disney is pulling out $1 billion investment in Florida. Disney revamps federal lawsuits against DeSantis. Ron DeSantis unveils legislative move targeting Disney. I probably just read some more like, you can read this. Anyways, pretend I didn't say those. Anyways, let's go. At the hotel, guests were able to embark on a personal adventure by interacting with characters, crew, and other passengers they met as they become part of the broader 2-day Star Wars storyline. Guests checked in and were then shuttled in their rooms on a launch pad. So I heard they were shuttled. They had to get in this truck. And that's how they went to the launch pad. HelloCron stay was included several activities, including lightsaber training, a lesson on how to operate the Galactic Star Cruiser's navigation system, and interaction with the popular Star Wars characters like Chewbacca and Kylo Ren. So I gotta say, the lightsaber training does seem like a cool thing. Lesson in how to operate the Galactic Star Cruiser navigation system, that also seems like a cool idea. If it was like, sure, it's a cool idea to meet, like, especially if you're like a sequel trilogy fan, that you are able to meet like sequel trilogy characters. But it would have been a cooler idea, like I said earlier, if they did like 2 weeks or a month of prequels, about 2 weeks or a month of the original trilogy, right? 2 weeks to a month of the sequels. That way, they can cycle out trilogies, more revenue. If they cut down the prices like at least in half, definitely more revenue for sure. Because people ain't made out of money. I don't even make that much money at the moment. And like I said, the money I do get is invested in mostly in college. So there. So that, I mean. HoloCron closing comes at Disney cuts more than $5 billion in costs, with CEO Bob Iger seeking a transformation. Disney plans to slash 7,000 jobs in 3 waves, and the final round is slated from the beginning of summer. The pending layoffs stretch across Disney's business, ranging from early career animators and artists to senior executives. I'm telling you, if like the Galaxy Edge was kind of what I said earlier about how the Star Cruiser should have been, had like prequel, original, and sequel trilogy characters in the park and had like little sections for each, like how it originally was. I can promise you, Disney, Bob Iger, that if you're trying to do budget costs by firing these 7,000 people, it wouldn't happen. Because I'm telling you, if you did a slice of the prequels, a slice of the originals, a slice of the sequels, and maybe even a slice of like the spin-offs if you want, you would have had more money. Then you can literally say Star Wars for everyone. Like the Star Wars parks is for everyone. Besides, it's just for mostly for the sequel trilogy characters or fans, to say. Anyways, Disney had planned to build a 1.8 million square foot office space that would house 2,000 employees in Lake Nonia, just outside Orlando. The entertainment giant said that this week is playing out the roughly $1 billion investment in Florida, exciting changing business conditions amid a year-long feud with the state's Republican governor Ron DeSantis. I do want Star Wars to succeed, and I would love for Galaxy Edge to succeed. I don't think exactly a total revamp per se, if you get my drift, is in order. Like the Galaxy Edge that we have now, keep that for the sequel trilogy era, right? Then add a sprinkle of the original trilogy, sprinkle of the prequels. My idea is not like to like totally revamp the whole like Galaxy Edge. Is to readjust and add on to. Because what you guys have is good for the sequel trilogy. Now let's add the prequel original trilogy. Doubt that Disney will do that, but do you know how much money you guys could be making? Do you know how much money you guys are potentially losing for not doing that idea? More than if you bring in that idea. But and that means you could have like give more people jobs to come in as Darth Vader, to come in as Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin, Luke. Luke, Leia, Han, R2, C-3PO. We know R2 and C-3PO can still, but you get what I mean. And that will also lead, if you like do like expand on the prequels and prequel and original trilogy, that you could bring in like Ahsoka, you could bring Din Djarin, Grogu, Bo-Katan, Fennec Shand, the Bad Batch. You could literally pull in the spin-off shows. Reva! I'm sorry for as trigger as it sounds, but the Inquisitors. And then the wannabe Inquisitor Reva could bring in her. Like any Star Wars, like even the characters that we may see in the Ahsoka show, They may appear in the Ahsoka show. You, if you included the prequel original trilogy in as well, that will set you guys up to have more of a door to bring in not only the George Lucas era characters, but the characters you created in like Rogue One, the Ahsoka show, Kenobi, Book of Boba, Mandalorian, all 3 seasons, Skeleton Crew, the High Republic era, if you so wanted to, like, put a little slice of Galaxy Edge for, like, the High Republic or Old Republic. So, I know this kind of turns into a rant about, like, Galaxy Edge should be should, like, expand on the idea, like, put, like, the sequel trilogy in one area, keep what they have for the sequel trilogy, like, for current Galaxy Edge for the sequel trilogy timeline, but also bring the original and original and prequels. But my point still stands with, like, the, Star Cruiser. One, if they brought in, like, original trilogy prequels for the Star Cruiser, that thing would last longer than a year. If they cut their prices at least in half, that cruise would have been lasting longer than a year. I can promise you that. Maybe 2 years, 2.5 to 3 years. At the very least. If not more. I do want Star Wars to succeed. I'm in that camp where I'm somewhat frustrated with how Disney has been handling Star Wars, but when you have, like, prices such as $4,800 for a couple, $5,299 for 2 adults and a child, $5,999 for 3 adults and a child, can you also can you really expect Galaxy Edge lasting more than a few years at least? And even me a few years. It meant like a year and a few months at this point then. So, I'm sorry, Disney, not to sound like an asshole, but you guys kind of did that to yourselves. Partially for the asking for that much money. I'm sorry. I would at least cut those prices in half. And though, like, $5,999 or the $5,299 would have been for 2 adults, 3 kids. Like, I don't know, I could go on and on and on and just rant and rant and rant. And it could easily turn into like a 30-minute video, but I'll save you guys the brain cells of me doing that. So what do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I'll talk to you, fellow mutants, later. And may the force be with us all.